Hello everyone, welcome to the Handmade channel. Today I'll show you how I made a Porsche out of modeling clay. Here's what this Porsche looks like now. As you can see, it's made entirely out of modeling clay. I covered the window areas so I wouldn't paint over the interior. I'll be painting it with spray paint. First, I'll apply a layer of primer and then the main green color. And after painting, I finished up this model, put the wheels on it, and here's what I managed to make. This is a Porsche 911 Turbo. I made it entirely out of clay. This exact Porsche belongs to Wylsacom. That's the one I actually made. That's exactly how it looks right now. And I sculpted this Porsche using two types of clay. One is hard sculpting clay and the other is very hard NSP clay. It took me 96 hours of work over 11 days to create this model. That's not a lot, but I'll say this. This turned out to be the highest quality model of all, and I'll explain why later. I made the model to a very high standard and to last. I mean, it can easily stand at room temperature and not melt. The Porsche is very well detailed. I highlighted elements like the interior, the trunk, the engine, and even the underside of the car. I made the interior just like his. It's a black interior with elements of green stitching. Of course, I tried to add it, but at this scale, you just can't show it properly. And it doesn't look very good, so I decided to skip the green stitching, but I did keep the green straps. Let's take a look at the trunk now, but first let's open the hood and secure it. Now let's take a look at the engine. And also the underside of the car, I've highlighted that as well. I didn't make a working suspension. The wheels are fixed and they can't rotate. Since this car is meant for display, its weight is significantly higher than usual. And if there was a working suspension, over time the wheels would simply sag. Plus, with this option, I was able to make the brake calipers. Because with the working suspension option, you can't make a caliper like this, otherwise it would just rotate together with the disc, and that's not how it should be. Now I'll tell you how I sculpted this Porsche. Initially, to create it, I took an old Porsche that I made a year ago. Back then, it didn't turn out well for me, all because of the paint. Over time, it started to crack. By the way, that was also a Porsche I made for Wylsacom. I was already planning to sculpt the Porsche from scratch, but then I thought that I could just cover the old Porsche with clay, smooth it out, and that's it. Since the basic body shell is already there, I can just save time. Here's what this Porsche looked like. And back then, of course, it looked terrible compared to a new one. So, I took off the wheels, cut off the roof, and cut the front part of the body to lengthen it. And I started preparing this body so I could cover it with a thick layer of modeling clay. After covering it with modeling clay, I shaped the body the way I wanted, giving it the right curves and forms. And to create them, I looked at the model in 3ds Max and in Forza Horizon 4. At the same time, I constantly compared the clay model with the original to make sure everything was done correctly. Then, once I had shaped it the way I wanted, I covered it with another layer of clay, which is very hard, NSP. This is the final layer. And then, I finalized all the shapes, made the front and rear parts of the car. That's how I sculpted this Porsche. Basically, it was like a restoration, almost like Wally-'s. Since originally, he crashed his Porsche, drove it into a guardrail, and after that, he decided to restore it. Of course, this process took a bit longer, but it's understandable that it's not quick. And so, I sculpted it as the restored Porsche. Since I was covering the old body, I managed to create a car that looks very similar to the original. All the proportions turned out right. And of course, I put a lot of effort into it. That's why this is my best clay model. The car turned out to be in 1/24th scale. Now, I'll show you the process of making this Porsche, the order in which I sculpted everything. Well, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please support it with a like and also subscribe to my channel if you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.